Hey, and thanks again for listening to my podcast. Now, I did want to take a second here, and this is super exciting for me because I have my first sponsor, and that is Anchor.fm. Anchor is the platform I use to host my podcast. They're super easy to use, and you can sign up in less than 5 minutes. And I hate signing up for stuff. That's actually why I went with them. Now, here's the other thing. All you have to do is upload your recording, or you can record right in their website or their app for free, and they'll post it on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and really anywhere people listen to podcasts. And the best thing about it is they are 100% free. Seriously, I haven't paid a penny. I don't know how they make money. It's all free. Haven't paid anything. It's awesome. I highly suggest you try out Anchor.fm if you want to start a podcast. You can get it right on their app, or you can go to their website. So once again, download their free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. This is the Real Estate Marketing Podcast, where we teach you how to grow your real estate business. Whether you're a wholesaler, investor, or realtor, this podcast is for you.
Welcome to another episode of the Real Estate Marketing Podcast. I'm Adam Grimm.
And I'm Austin Glanzer.
All right. So, Austin, welcome back. I know you've had some pretty massive life changes. So, fill us in a little bit what's going on in your life.
Yeah, well, some people do know who listen to this. I did have a son recently, my first son. So his name is Axel, and he has been awesome. He's super cute. We were a little nervous he wasn't going to be really cute, but it turns out he's the cutest baby in the history of the world. So that was really nice to have that. And, it's just been fun adjusting to a new stage of life, being basically in charge of a little person that needs you. So it's been really fun. It's been a growth experience for me. So it's been great.
What was your biggest surprise becoming a father?
Oh, man. Honestly, birth was a big surprise for me. Being a part of the whole birth process. My wife, Liz, she was in labor for almost 40 hours. And then after that, she got sick. So it was a pretty tough experience, but I feel like I matured through it. So I think just the whole birth experience is kind of cool, the way God designed the whole thing. So it was definitely a growth time, hardest time of my life, but worth it.
Cool. Well, it sounds like quite an experience. And I'm super excited. We're joined today by Amanda Webb of Gravity Real Estate Marketing. So, hello, Amanda.
Hi, how are y'all?
Doing well, thanks. And this one, we're going to skew a little more the marketing side of the conversation today, which is where I get to talk a little more. So, Amanda, if you could just tell us a little bit of your background, just an introduction to who you are and how you got into the real estate marketing space.
So it's really funny. Real estate fell into my lap. Back in 2015, I actually started working in the marketing department for a large brokerage here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And we still laugh today about how terrible my interview was. I left that job interview and told my husband, I was like, yep, not getting that one. That was like the worst thing ever. And then I ended up getting hired on Monday. Dove right into the company, learned everything I could about the real estate, about marketing side of real estate, and got to know a bunch of the people there. And as I learned more about the marketing side of things and creating those relationships with the agents, they started wanting and asking me to do stuff for them on the side. And I wasn't sure if I'd lose my business. And so a few years later, I took a leap of faith, left and started my own company. And I've been running my own company now for almost 2 years, 2 years in January.
Wow, that's fantastic. And then within the real estate marketing space, that can be a really broad sector. Can you fill me a little bit what types of services you provide at your company, what types of areas you've specialized in over there?
Absolutely. So I focus a lot more on building a long-term pipeline, and I do so through content marketing, which comes in the forms of email, helping with social posting, and blog post on websites. So I always tell an agent, you're not just a real estate expert, you're a community expert. So I really encourage them to showcase their community expertise and create content that isn't just talking about buying or selling real estate or how they help them, buy or sell a home, but really dive into what's going on in the community and getting their name out there. That way as well. So they become more of a all-around resource for their sphere of influence.
Wow, that's fantastic. Could you unpack that with me a little bit more? I mean, I'd love to hear what like being a community expert or being involved in the community has looked like for some of the agents you've had a chance to work with.
Yeah, so I have one agent who works out in West Texas and Possum Kingdom. I've been working with her for several years. She's actually the one who kind of helped me come up with the idea to start my own business. So with her, what we do is we talk about not only what's going on in the real estate market in her area, but she's heavily involved in the community. She's a member of the Chamber of Commerce. And so anytime there is something going on at the Chamber of Commerce or there's a community event taking place, her sphere is going to know about it. And she takes pictures at the events and we send them out. We talk about the event as it's coming up, where they can find her at the event. She breaks down the schedule of what's going on while the event's taking place. What's crazy is Possum Kingdom is a smaller community, but they're very well known for their community events out there. Actually, where one of the Red Bull cliff diving events takes place. So she has the opportunity to really push a bunch of what's going on at the lake and really gets people excited about coming out there to visit. So that's kind of one way we do the community involvement with her. I have another client. What she does is she goes out to all of the community, or she gets really involved in the community by going to different local coffee shops or breweries. We have quite a few breweries here in the Dallas area. So she'll go there and record a video, talks about what's great to eat or drink at these different places that she showcases, and then leaves with either like a little life tip or a home decor tip or a real estate tip. But she showcases all of the local hot spots to go check out. And so she does a weekly show that she calls Homebrewed.
That's so much fun. I love your approach here because I've been in marketing for a long time, and I feel like we as marketers sometimes just get in the same rhythms of, buy some ads and do some SEO and that kind of stuff, which there is value there. But I love how you kind of you're thinking outside the box. I mean, you're making real human connections. Yeah, and that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So when a real estate agent engages with you, outside of the community involvement, so is that typically the main focus? So you work with them on a community involvement plan and dial in there. Any other elements that go alongside of that, or?
So I have two different ways that I approach working with clients. I have a subscription platform. So whoever subscribes to the platform, they're going to get access to weekly blog posts and emails that they can use to engage their database. They're going to get access to daily social media postings and lead magnets and follow-up campaigns that way. But what I really encourage them to do is to kind of go a step farther. And I have it in there to where they can click to customize the different social posts or blogs and emails. So as they can copy and paste it onto their website or into their email CRM system. But I'm always like, take a few minutes to customize, drop in a story that has to do with XYZ right here. So you can kind of use that. And then with the social area, I know a lot of agents, they want to make sure something is going out at least, every day. So I have two parts to the social media within the platform. So you're going to have like kind of those daily postings that's kind of more of what I call the generic or filler content that's going to kind of just be what you can find almost anywhere with any agent. But I also have the social prompts, and they get 30 different prompts every month, whether it's a video, how to start a conversation, or a photo that they can share. And that's where, again, they can really start dropping in their stories, their experience, their expertise. And that's what really sets them apart from other agents. So as an example, one of the posts that I have done is like to start a conversation. It was, hey, I have a new family that just moved to town and they want to go check out some of the best local food. What are your favorite local restaurants? So this kind of goes, twofold. One, you're going to get people engaging with where are their favorite places. And two, now as an agent where your client's favorite places are. So if you ever wanted to surprise them with a gift card, or if you wanted to go showcase those places because you're doing like a community video, the places that your sphere love to swing by. So now you not only have engagement on your post that's going to move your profile up, but you're getting a little bit of information about the people that you work with. So that's how I kind of use the platform and encourage them to use the post. And that's a great like starter package for a lot of people because it's low cost, it's month to month, there's no contract. And then I have my one-on-one services where you and I would work more closely together, create a more customized content calendar. So I'm writing out all the content for you about your community and actually pushing it out for you. And everything that I do is customized to you, your database, and your communities, as opposed to the platform, which is just anyone can use it.
Wow, that sounds super revolutionary. The platform sounds pretty cool. So
Yeah.
for the agents that are willing to put in just a bit of sweat equity, it sounds like you've done all the hard work. You've got the prompts and some of the content and everything they need to push that forward.
Absolutely. Yeah. With the social, if they were to use everything in there, they would have enough for 2 posts a day for 30 days or 31 days, depending on the month. There's new blogs in there every month, 4 new blogs with 4 emails to really push it out. What's crazy is I kind of tested this idea with my client out in Possum Kingdom last year. When I had started my business, I was noticing how a lot of online entrepreneurs, they really built their business through email marketing. And anytime like they had a new blog post or they wanted to share some quick tips, they were doing it through email marketing and growing their business that way. So it's like, I wonder if a real estate agent could do the same thing. I ran the idea by her and she's like, well, it doesn't hurt to drop in their inbox every month. So let's just try it. So every time we put out a new blog, which we do weekly with her, we would write a short email, nothing super long, usually about 5 to 10 sentences, kind of depending on what the topic was about. And we would, kind of push them over to the blog post. But the call to action, we would mix it up. We didn't always say, if you're looking to buy or sell, contact me today. Sometimes the call to actions were, are you attending this event? Hit reply and tell me where I can find you. Or are you thinking about redecorating your home? Where are you getting your ideas? And just giving the opportunity to open up conversations. So we started testing this last summer, I would say June or July. And it took us a couple of months to really start nailing down the messaging to see what got her sphere excited to open her emails. And now she is averaging about a 25 to 30% open rate every week. She gets about 3 to 5 responses every week. She's now a #1 producing agent in her office and working second homes, lots, and lands. She had her best first quarter ever earlier this year and closed over 1.6 million in sales. And she said that about 90% of that came from working her database and getting the referrals.
Wow, that's fantastic. That's quite a case study.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to dig into this email a little bit more, your approach to email. As far as list building, I mean, when we talk about email a lot, I know that's something that comes up often is, people only have a handful of emails or something. Have you found anything that works with your agents if they don't have a very large database to start to grow those email lists, grow those databases?
Yeah, there's a few ways that I teach them to do that. One, make sure you have more than one way to opt in on your website, and kind of start to shy away a little bit from what's your home worth, because that's what a lot of agents do. And what if they're not, I mean, think outside the box a little bit. What if it's a buyer and they don't have a home to know what it's worth? So that's why with the platform, I started creating lead magnets that agents could use, and everything's there. So all you have to do is click customize, drop in your name, your photo, your contact information, download it. I even give you the follow-up campaign, and I have it to where you can create a free landing page in Canva. But drop the links, on your website where it makes sense. If your website allows for pop-ups, have a pop-up on there. So some of the lead magnets that we're using include if they're doing a relocation across the country, so how to plan for a long distance move, the top renovations that add more value to your home, secrets to selling your home. I'm trying to think of everything I have off the top of my head. And then a few others. Another one that I've done is an agent actually came to me and we did a customized lead magnet, which was a community guide to where we talked about the top neighborhoods, the school district, things to do in the area. And she had that on her website, and that was her opt-in, was, a full community guide. So if you're thinking of moving to the area, grab this guide so you kind of have an insider look to what to expect when you move there. And the best places to really put out your lead magnet is obviously going to be your website. You want to make sure that your social profiles are optimized for leads. And the way that I do that is like on Facebook. If you go to my Facebook pages, you're going to see whether it's the profile image or the cover image. When you look in the description, there's a way to opt into my email list from there. On Instagram, that's what I use as my single link on there, is a way to opt into my list. And I teach agents to do the same thing. You can also do that over on LinkedIn. In your bio that you have there, have a way to opt into your email list there. You can do it in some of the different social posts that you're putting out. Hey, I have this free guide over, XYZ. If you want it, drop your email below. So really, there's so many different ways that you can grow your email list that's not necessarily running ads.
Oh, nice. That's so cool. So you build these solid lead magnets, which you've given us some, I appreciate the value there. You've given some creative ideas to build those. Then you've got a landing page on the site, I believe you said, where you're going to click the email addresses and get them in. And then as far as, so where we're going to send those email addresses, do you have a favorite tool for email marketing?
I actually tell agents if they already have a CRM tool that they use through their brokerage, use it. It's free. Anytime you can save money, why not? I personally use Constant Contact. I have a client that uses Market Leader. I have another client that uses Lion Desk. I've worked with several people who use MailChimp. So for an agent, I have learned that they want everything to be as accessible as possible and for it to, all kind of talk together. So if you have a website that has a connected CRM, just use that.
Gotcha. Oh, that's fantastic. So you can get your lead magnets. You can definitely help them with that. It sounds like they plug it into their CRM, and then you started talking a little bit about the types of content you send out. But is there a frequency you recommend emailing your list once you have them in here? Do you automate it? Do you send it just what kind of frequency do you recommend?
I recommend at least once a week. The funny thing is a lot of agents are like, that's too often. They're going to start, unsubscribing. But the trick is if you're actually sending information they care about, and it's not just constantly, are you looking to buy or sell, but you're sharing things that are going on in the community. You're sharing things like how to throw a great party, lifestyle and home decor. They're going to love it. Like they're going to eat that up. So they're not going to opt out. They're actually going to get excited and open them. Actually, I had a client a couple of weeks ago who shot me an email and she was like, look at this response that I just got from a client. And it was like, I just wanted to let you know that I love reading your emails every Friday. They're the highlight of my week. So she's just opening that relationship there. And that's what real estate is. It's a relationship-based business. And the more value you can give to someone, the more you can create a relationship with them, they're going to remember that. So when they are ready to enter the market, you're going to be the first phone call.
That's awesome. And I know I'm repeating myself, but I just love the way you've humanized this whole marketing interaction. You're using the fundamentals of email marketing, that kind of stuff, some stuff we've talked about, but it's just you're bringing in this community element and this person-to-person relationship element in a way that I don't see many people doing. That's pretty cool. I'm going to take a turn a little bit here. So with this drive into community and building relationships and all those kind of things, has COVID changed things at all? Or do you have any recommendations for agents in the world of COVID, how they can continue to drive at community?
If they're not doing video already, they need to start getting comfortable on video. I have several clients that I'm just like, you're just gonna have to get over your fear and start doing it. And I think if they can get comfortable on video and really just start showing up and putting their face out there, they're going to be fine. The most of the clients that I've worked with, none of them have seen a dip with the pandemic at all. I actually have several that have actually been more busy and it's taking me longer to get like approvals on different things. So, I mean, if they're still don't change anything. Just keep pushing forward, doing what you're doing, staying in contact with your sphere. Remind them that it may take a little longer, for closing to happen, but otherwise, I mean, the market's been great. The mortgage rates are still low. So if agents can keep showing up and add in some additional video, they're going to be fine. Like I really haven't seen any changes at least with my clients with the pandemic.
Yeah, I kind of want to jump back a little bit to something you talked about earlier in the episode, as far as sending out emails and growing their business through referrals. And you kind of touched on this, but how does somebody ask for a referral, right? Like, you're sending out emails. Do you just like explicitly ask for referrals? Are you seeing people just give referrals because your clients are so involved in the community and they're like, hey, this person's great? Because I'm a big proponent to that. I think
Mhm.
referrals are a great way to grow your business. But how are you doing that with your clients?
So with some of the call to actions, what I do is, instead of just saying, hey, if you know anyone looking to buy or sell, please share my information. With anytime that we do more of a real estate based email and blog, I will put in there, if you know someone who could benefit from this information, please forward it to them. That way it's kind of not asking them to, it's just saying, hey, if you happen to know someone that is looking, this information could be beneficial to them. So that's really how I've been subtly dropping in the referral into the emails. So it's not just coming out and asking for it, it's kind of more subtle and friendly.
Yeah, that's awesome, because I think it is really important, and it is one of the easiest ways to grow a business is to just have people talk about your business and they like you. So I was curious to know how you did that. Very cool.
Yeah, I try to keep things subtle with getting a point across and really just honing in on that friendly aspect and relationship aspect. I think back in the day, agents and really just salespeople in general always got a bad rap about, always being super pushy. So I try to make sure that whether I'm doing it for my personal business or helping agents do it for theirs, I try to stay very friendly, very open, and don't try to come across as a salesperson, but more as a friend that's trying to help and guide them the right direction.
So you've given us a ton of value here. So if people in our audience want to get in touch with you or want to kind of learn more, what's the best next step?
They can schedule a free strategy call with me on my website, which is gravityrealestatemarketing.com. They can click on schedule a free call, or they can go directly to gravityrealestatemarketing.com/consult. During this free call, I will kind of review your current marketing and get a sense of what your marketing budget is and help you come up with a plan. And then kind of depending on what your budget is, I can say, okay, this is going to be great to go onto my platform, and this is how we can utilize the platform. Or I will, kind of give them a more customized plan and say, this is what it would cost for me to do it for you. But either way, they're going to leave with some type of marketing plan that they can start to implement. And then they can absolutely check me out on both Facebook and Instagram, which is, again, at Gravity Real Estate Marketing. So facebook.com/Gravity Real Estate Marketing or Instagram.com/Gravity Real Estate Marketing.
Cool. Well, thanks, Amanda. I really appreciate it. For all of our audience, be sure to check out Amanda at Gravity Real Estate Marketing. I've been perusing her website and her social media channels, and it is packed with really helpful advice. So be sure to check those out. Amanda, any final parting tips you recommend for audience to keep in mind?
Just remember, it's relationship based. Posting stuff on social media doesn't work if you're not engaging. Email doesn't work if you're not responding when someone replies to you. So make sure you're carving out time to actually respond and create those relationships.
Wow. Yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you, Amanda. I really appreciate it. I know our audience is getting a ton of value out of this. I did, even as an old marketer, this inspired me to try some new things in my marketing. So I really appreciate your time. And for everybody out there, have a great week.
Thank you.